Welcome back, friends. We continue with where we ended. This is section B. From the previous video, we did section A, which was the multiple choice, integrated science, 2020 spaceman, grade 9. So this is question 1, comes from the topic, the human body. Start the diagram illustrating a process in sexual reproduction involving gametes, sex cells, R and Q. So we have sex cells R and Q. There's a plus sign here showing that these two sex cells, which is R and Q, they are combining to form a zygote. Now the question is, identify gamete R. Okay, so gamete R, this is a sperm cell. Gamete R, it's a sperm cell. Okay, then we go to B. Name the gamete that produces gamete Q. Name the organ that produces gamete Q. So this is gamete Q. Gamete Q, it is the ova. Okay, the ova, commonly known an egg. Then which organ is responsible for producing the ova? It is the ovary. Ovary is the organ which is responsible for producing the ova in a female reproductive system. We got to see what process occurs between gamete R and Q that result into the zygote. What process? When sperm and an ova fuse together, it forms a zygote. What process is that? It's fertilization. So fertilization, this is the fusion of a male gametes with an ova to form a zygote. So this is how we can. So now we go to D. State the organ in which the zygote is produced. So where do you think fertilization takes place in a female reproductive system? It is the fallopian tube. A fallopian tube, that's where fertilization takes place. A fallopian tube, that's where fertilization takes place. So a fallopian tube is an organ. We come to E. What term is given to the period from the time the zygote is produced to the time of birth? What is that term given to this period? The term that is given to this period is gestation period, which is gestation period. How long does this period last? How long is this period of development from a zygote to childbirth in human being? Immediately that an ova becomes fertilized to the time of birth. How long? It is commonly known 9 months. 9 months. So it's 9 to 10 months, which when we take it to days, to weeks, it can be 37 to 42 weeks. 37 to 42 weeks. So this is how long it lasts. We go to question 2 under section B. We have a plant cell under the topic plants and animals. Let's try to see how we can try to answer this. Study the diagram of a cell as seen under a light microscope. This is the diagram, okay? So now we want to see what type of a cell is this. Identify the type of a cell shown in the diagram. What type of a cell? We know that there are two types of a cell. We have an animal cell and a plant cell. We know that a plant cell has the outer layer, which is the cell wall, the cell membrane. The animal cell has only the cell membrane without the cell wall. So from what we are saying here, what do you think this diagram is representing? Is it an animal cell or a plant cell? This is a plant cell. It is a plant cell. Which labeled features on the cell in the diagram enables you to identify the cell A above? So what has made us to identify that this is a plant cell? We know that an animal cell don't have an animal cell don't have a cell wall. So we can see one, a vacuole, which is very visible. That's one identification feature. Then we have a cell wall. A cell wall. It is also another feature which is making us to identify that this is an animal. So that's a cell wall. A cell wall. So now let's answer the question. What is the question telling us? Which labeled feature on the cell in the diagram enables you to identify? So do we have cell wall being labeled? Do we have? No, but we have a vacuole. It is being labeled. So we can say J, it has helped us to identify, which is the presence of vacuole, which is very visible. We got to see state two features of the cell labeled in the diagram that are found in both animal and plant cell. Two features that are found. We know that the common features that are found in a plant and an animal cell, we have a nucleus, we have cell membrane, okay, we have the cytoplasm. So these are the three common parts that are found in both cells. So these three collectively, they are called protoplasm. Okay, protoplasm. These three are collectively known protoplasm. So now we are looking at the diagram. We are told to state two features of the cell labeled in the diagram that are found in both animal and plant cell. So here, nucleus, yes, but the nucleus is not labeled here. So we are going to focus on the parts that are labeled. We have N, which is the cytoplasm, and the cell membrane. We can see the diagram, the whole part of this diagram, it's it includes the neighboring cells. Okay, so we can see L, it is pointing the cell membrane of the neighboring cell. So L is the cell membrane. So what can we say? It's N and L. N and L. Those are the answers. And L. These are the two parts that are common in both an animal cell and a plant cell. We go to D. Which two letters represent the substances which make up the protoplasm? Which two letters represent the substances which make up the protoplasm? So two letters, it's N and L, because the nucleus is not labeled. So it's the cytoplasm and the cell membrane. So we go to question number 3. Question number 3, it's under health. We are told to study the following nutritional deficiency diseases, and then we answer the following questions. So question, the following are examples of nutritional deficiency diseases. We have marasmus, kwashiorkor, and scurvy. So now, what shortage of nutrients results into marasmus? What nutrient deficiency result in marasmus? So marasmus has to do with the deficiency of nutrients, deficiency of macronutrients. It brings marasmus. Macronutrients, these are nutrients that are needed in a large quantity, in a large amount. Those are the macro deficiencies. So now, what are those nutrients that are needed in large quantity? We have proteins, we have carbohydrates, we have fats. So these are the nutrition deficiencies that can cause marasmus. What of kwashiorkor? So kwashiorkor, the main nutritional deficiency is protein. State the symptoms of a person suffering from 1. Scurvy, B. marasmus. The main symptom for scurvy, it's gum bleeding. This is the main symptom. And weaknesses. So this is another symptom for gum bleeding. So we are only told to answer 1. Then for marasmus, the main symptom, imagine the person is not getting enough macronutrients. It's severe weight loss. This is the main symptom that we see in people with marasmus. We go to C. What vitamin is needed in a diet to avoid scurvy? What nutrient is needed to avoid? It's vitamin C. Vitamin C is the main nutrient needed. Vitamin C. Then we go to the last question. Explain the importance of children's clinic in relation to preventing nutritional deficiency disease. The importance of children's clinic in order to prevent nutritional deficiency. Why is it important to visit the clinic regularly when the child is growing? Okay, when the child is growing, there must be a regular checkup of the nutritional value of the diet of a child, so that to establish the health eating habit of a child. In order to establish, to maintain the regular health eating habit, to maintain a balanced diet for the normal growth of a child, to maintain a balanced diet for the normal growth of a child. That's why there must be a regular visit to the clinic, so that a child can regularly being checked by a clinician. We go to question 4. Question 4, we see this is an atom. It's under materials and energy. The diagram below illustrates a model of a tiny particle that form matter. The tiny particle that form matter, it's actually an atom, because an atom is the smallest part of matter. This is the building block of matter. Matter is made up of tiny particles called atoms. So now we have been given an example of this atom. What do you call the tiny particles that make up matter? The answer is atom. From the diagram, identify the electron and neutron. Electrons are located in shells. So an atom is like this, made up of shells. These are the shells, ring-like structures. They are the shells. Then it has a nucleus. The nucleus has two particles. One, there is a proton and a neutron. Then in shells, that's where electrons are being located. So now we are told from the diagram, identify the electrons. How can we identify the electrons? We know that electrons are found in where? In shells. These are the shells. So the electrons, it's N. Then nucleus, it is P. What is a molecule? How can we define what a molecule is? A molecule is the combination of an atom. That's the definition. The combination of an atom is called a molecule. So a molecule is the combination of an atom. We go to D. What substance is formed when hydrogen and oxygen are chemically combined? Hydrogen and oxygen are chemically combined. It's hydrogen oxide. Hydrogen dioxide. It is the chemical that forms hydrogen oxide. Then give one example of a molecule with the same type of atom. The same type of atom, it's water, because water, it has this chemical formula. Water is another molecule with the same type of atom like hydrogen oxide.